Surfing session 102. In this session, I was focusing on linking a beginner bottom turn with a beginner top turn on my longboard. I am 1 year into learning how to surf. I went for an early morning session with my friend Jeff. We got there at 6:20 a.m. and there were 2 to 3 feet waves and 11 mile per hour offshore winds. The waves were nice and clean. I caught several waves, but also wiped out on others. I'd found it hard to find the sweet spot to catch the waves while they were unbroken. When I did catch a few unbroken waves though, I went to the right often for my bottom turn, my toe side, and then turning to the left for my top turn, my heel side. For the bottom turn, I was trying to focus on leaning and compressing my body, mostly on my toe side while I looked down the line. I'm on my 9-foot longboard, which has a lot of volume, and it's harder to turn than my shorter 7-foot board. To turn the board, I have to lean a lot more on my toes and a lot more on my back foot for the bottom turn to turn the board. Then once I felt that the board was starting to go down the line at a direction like 45 degrees to the wave direction, for example, I would balance out the board and head down the line for a few moments prior to initiating my top turn. With the top turn, I was trying to rotate my arms counterclockwise and try to lean onto my heel side edge so that the board would turn to the left down towards the beach again, or better yet, would rotate back in the other direction for a beginner cutback. On my top turns, I was trying to look around, but I should try to look around my shoulder a lot more, over my left shoulder, such as looking back at the whitewater. I was also leaning back on my back foot a lot on my top turn to prevent the nose from catching an edge as I turned. In this footage, I noticed that I was able to catch a few unbroken waves, which was great. It was a nice setup for my bottom turn. Being on a longboard allows me to catch the waves earlier. I noticed that I have time to try to do a bottom turn as well as a top turn before the wave breaks on me. It felt good to be able to maintain my balance on my bottom turns and my top turns, and even when the whitewater was hitting me, I would still remain balanced. In this footage too, I noticed that I was leaning on my back foot a lot to turn the board by digging the tail, stalling, and turning the board while the fins digging into the water while keeping my nose above the water. However, what I understand is that leaning on the back foot too much can stall my board too much and it'll slow me down. I should try to find the sweet spot between speed and stalling, the front foot and the back foot. In this footage, I also noticed that I was taking long, drawn-out turns between the bottom and the top turns. I'd like to try to do quicker transitions or experiment with that. Quicker transitions between the bottom turns and the top turns to give me more flow and a more feeling of an up and down movement, just like pumping the board or speed generation, which I've been able to experiment with on the board. I'm still a beginner and I've been learning how to surf for over a year now. This is surfing session 102, as I said, and part of my surfing playlist on YouTube. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click like, comment, or subscribe. If you know how to surf, please share any friendly comments with me. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot.